Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I have indeed the pleasure, first of all, to welcome you all to the launch of the 2011 edition of the World Investment Report prepared by UNCTAD. This report, ladies and gentlemen, is a reference publication capturing the recent trends of global FDI flows and policies globally. This year's report is entitled Non-Equity Modes of International Production and Development and highlights the important role of cross-border non-equity modes in mobilizing global FDI flows. The 2011 report provides a snapshot of the directions and dimensions of global FDI inflows, which peaked at $1.97 trillion in 2007, to slowly drop during the crisis years 2008-2009, flooring at $1.19 trillion in 2009, and to modestly stabilizing last year at $1.24 trillion. This represents a drop of 37% compared to its peak pre-crisis year of 2007. UNCTAD predicts that the recovery in global FDI flows may be coming, and in the absence of further shocks, may reach the 2007 level by 2013. However, the recovery will not be balanced, with some regions capitalizing on the opportunities, unlike others still facing challenges. While East and Southeast Asia and Latin America experienced strong growth in FDI inflows, with increases of 34 and 14.14% respectively, those to Africa, South Asia and West Asia, and transition economies as well as those going to developed countries as a whole, continue to decline. FDI in manufacturing bounced back in the aftermath of the crisis, while services sector, the FDI is still in decline. Cross-border mergers and acquisitions are picking up. Their value increased by 36% in 2010, yet greenfield projects, which account for the majority of FDI, still fail. The report confirms the importance of the developing economies from the Southern Hemisphere, both as recipients of FDI as well as sources of outward investment. It confirms the good health of China, India, Brazil, Malaysia and Singapore, amongst others, as players of substance on the international scene on matters relating to FDI. These countries are active on all fronts, namely mergers and acquisitions, greenfield projects, mining, infrastructure, among others. All indications show that these countries will consolidate and further strengthen their role as important players in mobilizing FDI. According to the report, 2010 was notable in that, for the first time, developing and transition economies absorbed more than half of global FDI inflows. Some $642 billion or 52% of global FDI flows. This confirms the critical role that transnational corporations, TNCs, play in mobilizing FDI. As a matter of fact, the 2011 edition of the report clearly indicates that TNCs account for 1/4 of world GDP, thus validating their importance of improving investment climate as a major factor for attracting FDI. I will wish to hereby highlight that Mauritius is ranked 20th out of 183 economies worldwide and first in Africa in the ease of doing business. And the government is continuing to further improve our business climate by making it more friendly transparent, rule-based, and easy for the investor community, both local and foreign. The report also highlights the important role of investment-related treaties in terms of double taxation avoidance treaties, the investment promotion and protection agreements in mobilizing FDI. Mauritius today has 39 double taxation avoidance agreements and 36 IPPAs, and government is actively working in further expanding our network agreements with the rest of the world. On a different level, I am also pleased to announce that the Board of Investment is actively participating in this initiative and has bilateral agreements in form of MOUs with 16 investment promotion agencies, and I've been advised that this will reach 20 by the end of this year. Last year's report highlighted the importance of investing in a low carbon economy, while the 2011 report focuses on non-equity modes of international production and development. We do have a lot to learn about that. It seems very challenging. The non-equity mode, NEM, is set to become a very important variable in future FDI equations as it captures emerging business models like business process outsourcing, contract manufacturing, contract farming, franchising, licensing, management contracts, and other types of contractual relationship through which TMCs coordinate the activities of host country firms without owning a stake in those firms. Mauritius should therefore revisit its strategy to include NEM type investment. I believe Mauritius is ready to become a center of NEM type investment, not only for Mauritius, but for the whole Eastern and Southern Africa. Our emerging services industries, namely knowledge, healthcare and wellness, ICT and BPO, financial services, hospitality and tourism, logistics and distributions, and creative industries are suitable platforms for non-equity modes of investment. According to the report, Mauritius recorded its highest ever FDI last year, attracting $430 million compared to $257 million in 2009. 2010 was again a record year for Mauritius for outward investments, which was to the tune of $129 million compared to $37 million in 2009. Thus, making Mauritius an important recipient of FDI as well as a source for outward investment. Inward investments last year accounted for 19.1% of gross fixed capital formation, and the total stock of FDI in Mauritius is estimated at $2,319 million. The global economic scene, ladies and gentlemen, although predicted to improve modestly, still remains fragile and can be compromised with the continued crisis in our traditional markets, namely the debt problems of the United States, the crisis in the Eurozone, and the turbulence in North Africa. On the local front, the results of the first quarter FDI was to the tune of $1,383 million rupees. The Board of Investment is planning a series of high-profile targeted investment missions which are being mounted to attract productive FDI, and on the other hand, a high-level project monitoring unit has been set up, as you all must be aware, at the Prime Minister's office to fast-track projects which are suffering from administrative bottlenecks and bureaucratic procedures. Thus, Mauritius is active on both fronts of attracting quality inward investment while at the same time expanding the circle of opportunities for Mauritian entrepreneurs to invest in the region. This is what I wanted to tell you as remarks on my side, And then I leave the floor to the two gentlemen on my right and my left to carry on with the discussion.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. I'm sure you will have listened to a number of interesting facts and figures